I remember Giggs. So I said I watched like 8-9 years of Giggs. I just don't rate Giggs like that, bro. Never rated Giggs.
No, man. Giggs was a madman. I can't believe it. Bro, you didn't have that feeling when you're playing Man United, Beckham and Giggs are playing. You didn't have that. You never went through that, bro. Beckham and Giggs playing against you. That was nuts.
That's another one. I feel like Beckham, again, he had some great attributes in it, yeah. But I don't think...
No, I'm not hearing it.
You don't remember Beckham. You don't know. Do you know how good Beckham was, bro?
No, Beckham as
Beckham
a winger. Look, this is what we're talking about. Obviously, football's changed a lot since then, yeah. In the 90s, 4-4-2, right midfielders and left midfielders, a different role to a winger, innit? I grew up in a generation of wingers. So when I'm talking about wingers, these men couldn't do the job of a winger. They wouldn't run. They're not run like Beckham. He would get to just in front of halfway and do a mad whip because his crossing was like no other. There's not much players you could say have got a better cross and better pass than him.
Beckham was like a De Bruyne, bro. That's what Beckham was. It was like a crossbreed, bro. Beckham could do everything.
So you'd put him on De Bruyne's level because when we talk about best players in Premier League history, De Bruyne's up there. Like we said, De Bruyne's in that top.
Beckham's up there, bro. Beckham's definitely up there, bro.
No one's mentioned. I've never heard someone mention Beckham being in the top 10 midfielders.
Real Madrid bought Beckham in his prime, you know. They went and bought Beckham. They said
they bought a lot of players at that time, and they flopped.
No, but it was Galactico.
We know that team flopped, and we know that team flopped.
But why did they were buying the best players everywhere? That's what they were doing at that time.
They've always done that. They do that now.
No, so the players they buy now, the best players they're trying to buy available now. That's what they're doing at that time as well. Beckham was one of the best players at that time. At that point, when there was bare good footballers, Beckham was one of the best ones. That's why.
Again, I'm not saying Beckham was dead. I never said that. I just said when we're talking about wingers and midfielders, I feel like we have to separate because these men weren't doing the winger job. Like when you're talking about trying to compare him to Bale, they would never be required to do as much attacking and scoring and creating as a Bale would. Bale was just
they bought Beckham because they didn't. Obviously, you got the outside stuff.
How many big players do they have? Ronaldo, Nazario. They
bought Beckham because of his playing ability as well. Beckham was just as good as most of these players today. Like you're basically saying that you don't think Beckham will get in the Man City team. That's basically what you're saying. Or certain Arsenal teams.
No, we can do with the Beckham.
No, you mentioned Arsenal. Stop trying to mention yours.
But you're saying that Beckham's not great at football. He is.
No, I never. I said he's a great.
Beckham would have got any team. Any team.
Beckham will get any team now.
Any team.
And well, it depends what teams you're talking.
Whoever says they don't remember.
What team do you think he wouldn't get in though?
Well, again, what position are you going to play him? That's the better conversation. Where are you going to play him?
Bro, what team do you think?
What position are you going to play him? That's what I need to understand.
Beckham gets in City's team as a right midfielder right now.
Beckham gets in every team.
You guys don't have a right winger right now.
Nah, not right winger.
All right, watch this. Do you think Beckham was better than Overmars? Do you think Overmars was better than Beckham?
You talking to me?
Yeah.
Ooh, Overmars was good to be fair, but no,
I'd say Beckham's better.
Beckham was better.
Yeah, so do you think
you're taking my thing? This is what happens. Yeah, I say something, you might take it all the way left and think I don't rate him. I never said I don't rate him. I said, but when you said like De Bruyne, I was like, no, I don't rate him the same as I'd rate De Bruyne. There's no way. There's just no way.
You don't rate him the same you rate De Bruyne, but that's the level that he was at. Maybe not.
Maybe for you guys.
He was there, bro. See the technique we're talking about with De Bruyne. That was Beckham.
He had the technique because, like Trent has the technique, but having just a great technique doesn't mean as an all-round player you were of that level.
Bro, he was an all-round player, Beckham. He was an all-round player. I'm telling you now, in the Premiership, he was nuts.
Right,
he's a great.
He won't have a Premier League legacy like. I'm just thinking how long Beckham was in the Premier League for.
Yeah, he went
time. He was 15, when they were there from like 18 years or something. That's their thing.
He was there from a kid, bro. He was there from a kid.
All of them played for 17 years.
He wasn't at the Premier League for 18 years. Beckham
he wasn't at the Premier League for 18 years.
No, but I think their thing wasn't 92.
Yeah, their thing was. What I'm going to say is Beckham. Legacy-wise, does not have as good as big
11 years in the Premier League.
But see, there you go.
You don't think he's got the same legacy?
No, it does. No, it does. Now I hear 11 years. That's why I was trying to work out the years.
But
Hold on. Right.
Definitely does.
Before you go and say what he hasn't got, bro. Go and look at De
Oh no,
Bruyne's
tell a
numbers.
lie. It wasn't 11. He was
Hold
in the
on.
youth. He was in the Man United's youth till
Go
94.
and look at De Bruyne's numbers in the Premier League and go and look at Beckham's numbers in the Premier League. If we're saying they're similar players, why are their numbers so far apart?
No, I can't do it like
Different
that.
positions,
You
bro.
can,
Different
yes, you
positions.
Like that, though, man. You can't do it.
Well,
Like
you're
that.
saying
Different positions. I'm talking about skill set. I'm talking about
all right,
skill
you're
set.
saying that, but you're acting like De Bruyne hasn't played off the right. When he first came to City, him and
He did. He was
Silva used to
right
play off the right.
mid,
Yeah, they were both right. Yeah, they're
right.
both off the right.
Yeah.
It was him and David.
No,
Like,
no,
I would go as far as say
David
David Silva.
there.
Whether Beckham couldn't touch David Silva, I'll tell you that right now. David Beckham could not touch.
Hey, there's no point having a
Silva.
discussion with. There's no point having a discussion with Jules about anything because Jules don't know.
No,
nothing.
because do you know what it is? You man are
You're
doing
just saying stuff. You're just
you man are
saying
doing the
stuff.
old man thing because of nostalgia. You're rating some of these players that played in that era higher. Like David Silva, we talk about 10 years in the Premier League. Facts, he was the best creator going. Like you talk about all these players, David Silva
Not just created the whole engine of City.
Everything.
He
But
was-
you're just wiping out Beckham, bro. You're just saying David Silva is way better than Beckham.
See, that's the
That's
thing.
crazy.
I'm not wiping out Beckham, and I'd say overall legacy in football, it's not a debate, right? It's Beckham, yeah. But I'm saying in the Premier League, there is a reason why De Bruyne has the numbers that he has, yeah. And by the way, just to be clear, if people want to do a debate away from numbers, I'll talk about the fucking legwork and how good defensively young Kevin De Bruyne was as well. But there's a reason why, like, whether you like it or not, Dean, it's a very, very serious what I'm about to say. It's a very serious conversation between Gerrard and De Bruyne. Very serious, yeah?
I'm not taking it seriously.
Of course you're
There
not.
is.
Of course
More than De
I can't
Bruyne.
take that
I
That is a
serious.
conversation.
I can't take that serious.
I don't know about
I
that.
can't take that serious. I can't.
Of course
That's
you
like
can't.
me saying D. That's like me saying to you the serious conversation between Salah and what's it? Henry.
No, it's not.
Don't make no
No,
sense.
it's not. No, it's
Hold
not.
on.
No, it's not.
No, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's
Because,
not
because if
making
we,
sense.
because if
It's
we're
not
talking
making
sense, we can talk trophies, we can talk length in the league, we can talk whatever the fuck you want
I'm
to
talking
make
about
it a
who's a better player.
conversation.
Yeah,
Right,
but who's the
okay,
better
but
player, though? Who's the better player?
Who's the better player?
Hold on. If you're doing better player, yeah, well, we just had a conversation about Joe Cole. If we're talking about actually who's a better player, yeah, then all right, cool.
It's a good conversation. I think it's a good conversation between them.
Gerrard and De Bruyne is a I didn't say, by the way, remember, I did not say De Bruyne is clear of Gerrard. I said it's a very serious conversation, but I know you won't want to hear it.
How serious? How serious?
Bro,
As in, I think whoever goes ahead just edges it. Just
Yeah.
edges it.
Whoever goes ahead.
I think
Whoever
Gerrard.
goes ahead, you said.
When I look at it, I'd say Gerrard is all round. Obviously, he played the 10, he played the 6, he played the 8. All round, I think as a midfielder, he may have more to his game in that sense. But when you talk about attacking, Gerrard, I know he was cold, but I'm sorry, De Bruyne's like he just.
But
De
do you know,
Bruyne's
do you know
crazy.
where I can't
De Bruyne's
really do
crazy.
it? I remember back a while ago, and this isn't you, Dean, this is other Liverpool fans, yeah, but in Klopp's first couple of seasons, yeah, and Pep's first couple of seasons, there were certain Liverpool content creators would do exactly what you've just done. They go, it's not even a conversation between Klopp and Pep, right? When people do this, it's not even a conversation. I just think, cool, I'm not even going to have the conversation because you are showing club bias. Me personally, I'll say, it's a conversation because I'm willing to have the conversation. But when people, no, but I don't just mean that. I mean examples of when one of their legends get brought up and they go, it's not even a conversation. I think, cool, let's not have it then because clearly you're being biased.
Yeah. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Whereas me, like, it's a conversation. It's a conversation. Like the same way. I personally, like, before De Bruyne was about, yeah. If someone asked me Gerrard, Lampard, or Scholes, who is a better footballer, I think Scholes is the best of the three. Yeah, but other people disagree with me. But it's a conversation, isn't it? We all
Can
know.
I ask you a question? Can I just ask you one question? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you say Scholes is better than Gerrard?
I said I think Scholes is a better footballer because I think Scholes, bro, just dictated.
Scholes played all the
whole
roles as well.
game,
You're
bro.
talking about
Scholes
Scholes
was
played
special.
10, he played
I
8,
just
he
think
played
Scholes
6.
was a special
In what
special
sort of
footballer.
capacity, though? What sort of
Bro,
capacity? Could he play them roles better than Gerrard?
Yes.
What CDM?
Scholes
And
come
central
out of
mid.
retirement and won Manchester
Yeah.
United the
You
Premier
keep
League.
on saying that. Gerrard could have done the same thing.
Hold on.
Gerrard never won you guys a Premier League. Don't do that.
You're talking about Man United, all
Gerrard
great Man United team compared to Liverpool.
But
Bro,
he just said, hold on. He just said Scholes came out of retirement and won Man United the league, and you said Gerrard could. Bro, Gerrard single-handedly couldn't win you the league. Literally, factually couldn't.
Single-handed. Bro, look at the Man United team compared to the Liverpool team.
At the time when Scholes done it, was
I'm talking about Gerrard. If he was at
Man
Man
United,
United, if Gerrard at Man United had done exactly. If
you're saying single-handedly, why does it matter about the players you've got around you?
What are you talking about? So what? It doesn't matter what Scholes had around him. It wasn't single-handedly. Scholes did not win that single-handedly. You're mad.
No, not single-handedly. Van Persie. It was him and Van Persie, to be fair. It was. No. But, bro, I just think Scholes... And like I said, everyone's entitled to their opinion. There'll be Chelsea fans that will swear Lampard over both of them. I'm really not here for that conversation neither, because I think it goes Scholes, Gerrard, then Lampard. But everyone's got a debate on it. But to say it's not even a conversation,
it's always a conversation. I wouldn't say it's not a conversation.
I feel like Beckham, I don't know if maybe because of the way he left Man United, that meant that people not United fans haven't even had his back enough in debates. Because I think Beckham, just go back and watch it.
Lampard.
Do you know what I know? Do you know what I want to know from Dean? Dean loves doing the nostalgia thing. Dean, why don't you name us a player from this generation that you think's better than? Like, name us a few that you think, and then name a player that you would compare them to in the last generation that you think they're better than. Because you're always back in the your generation.
This generation,
like, maybe not even this. Like the last 15 years, let's say 15 to 20 years, and then from the generation before. You
name me a player. You name me a player this last 15 years, and I'll tell you. Compared to
there's so many in it. Let's just say
like
Hazard. Let's say Hazard. Go on. That's one of the greatest wingers I've seen. Greatest. Who? Yeah. Because I'm sure there's
he would have been a great back in the day. He would have been unbelievable. Because that's the sort of footballer would have made it back in the day, bro. He'd have been.
Let me not make it so easy then. Let me do a tight one.
I'm surprised you don't rate De Bruyne like that still.
I do rate, but I can't believe you don't think I've been. I think De Bruyne has been the best midfielder of recent time.
Let's say like who's your time? You were like, you're a fan of like Inzaghi and them, man.
Bro, you know
Inzaghi was a serious striker. What?
You know De Bruyne was balling in the Premier League when Gerrard was still fucking at Liverpool and your captain.
Yeah, that was like that was when he was finished. That was when he was finished.
What we doing?
No, it wasn't. Gerrard left you when he was 34.
Yeah, but he was finished.
He's old, bro. Come on, man. In their primes,
I hear you, but right now, De Bruyne is the same age as Gerrard when he left you.
Yeah, Gerrard was much better level than De Bruyne is when he left him. De Bruyne looks crazy.
He hadn't had as many injuries, so I do agree with you that. But only this season, bro. Only this season he looks crazy. The drop-off's insane. He can't make 20-yard passes now. It's mad.
Exactly.
Like De Bruyne has dropped off badly. No, he didn't.
Would you have De Bruyne in his prime or Gerrard in his prime?
I'd have De Bruyne.
All right. One more question, yeah. Right.
And by the way, let me be clear with that. There is an element of bias to that, because I'm a City fan.
I hear it.
I think Gerrard and De Bruyne, if you ask me who City's best ever player is, it's David Silva. It's not Kevin De Bruyne.
I've got one for D. Talking about Hazard, D. Pires or Hazard?
Oh, Hazard, come on.
No, I know that. I want to ask him. Look, I know because now I know this. I'm getting him out. I'm gonna get cold, but Hazard. I want to hear this take. Go on, because I remember him gassing up. Go on.
Don't get me wrong. Pires was
a bad boy. He was a bad boy.
Pires was a nutter.
Similar levels still.
No. Couldn't play against him at one stage.
Rich, similar levels.
Yeah, very similar. Close.
You think?
Close. Yeah, definitely. I don't know what level you think. You think Hazard was way better than Pires?
I'm not even saying levels. I just want to know who you think's better.
I think different players. They're different players' name, but I don't think they're players.
They're wingers, isn't it? They both. Well, obviously, Pires was more of like he was a forward.
They're similar levels.
Pires and
Hazard are similar levels. Yeah, similar levels, man.
He don't even want to say it. He don't even want to say it.
Because what you saw of Hazard, and that's what Pires was like.
All right, let me see.
Pires was like that.
Do you respect Henry's views on football?
Some of them.
You heard what
football's subjective, isn't it? So it's,
yeah. You've heard what he's said about De Bruyne before, yeah. Like De Bruyne's vision and passing is something he's never like. It's the best he's ever seen. It's special.
De Bruyne's level is seriously good, but his level is him and Gerrard. Yeah, Gerrard does things. Yeah, Gerrard will do things, and he will. De Bruyne does it, but De Bruyne did have some of the greatest players playing with him. Like,
yeah, but no, but hold on, but I hear that. But with De Bruyne, the thing, and that's where maybe you could say on David Silva, because David Silva, the way that David Silva played, I think is very relevant to the players he had round him, right? With De Bruyne, we're talking about so with Gerrard straight away, you're going to talk about his passing and his goal scoring, yeah? Go and check out both of those on Kevin De Bruyne. They are nothing apart from the runs, but we know
What about his tackling and his all that?
Hold on.
There's other parts that we're missing.
Hold on.
You got to remember as well, Gerrard as well. Wait.
Everything.
Hold on. I said that before. Hold on. I said that before. If you want me to talk about all the work that no one ever wants to credit Kevin De Bruyne for, I can do. But what I'm saying is, if there is a reel for Gerrard and De Bruyne, we all know it's going to be the goals and the passing that is highlighted, yeah? We all know that. That's what I'm saying, yeah? Right, so every type of goal that Gerrard scored, I guarantee you De Bruyne has scored just as many, and that's irrelevant to the other players on the pitch.
It's about timing, about what against who and when and how.
It's funny because you would know the amount of times that De Bruyne scored bangers against you and sat you man down. Same team as
Bro, Gerrard does it against AC Milan, some of the greatest 3-0.
The greatest team. The greatest team.
Problem, bro. I'll tell you about the times that De Bruyne banged goals in at the Bernabeu.
Hold on, wait. Hold on,
against Nesta and all them, man.
Again, you're going back to legacy, but when you're talking about like Gerrard scoring goals in this and that, cool. I'll say the same about De Bruyne. I've been there where De Bruyne in a semi-final against Madrid is scoring a goal, bro. Like, what are we doing here?
But Daps. Can you take? I can take De Bruyne out of that team and put Gerrard in there, yeah, and it'll be calm. Your team will be calm. You can't take Gerrard out of that Liverpool team and put De Bruyne in there.
Yes, you can.
And we win that final. We win that Champions League final from 3-0 down.
No, because you know why I don't think that's just not right. Because again, like they as much as they're similar players, they're very different. They're very different. So I don't think that's a good conversation to have.
That's how you judge it. That's how you have to judge it.
No, because they play in different teams. You don't do if you play in this team, you
judge it.
Well, so why can judge?
And especially when you talk about a special moment like that, that moment.
If we're talking about like leading to trophies, you'll always go to the Champions League final. Why? Because Gerrard really didn't.
FA Cup as well.
Hold on. Okay, great. FA Cups, great. But there won't be that many go-tos because Liverpool didn't win that many trophies with Gerrard. With De Bruyne, you're talking about doing it multiple times throughout title-winning seasons.
Yeah.
Go and check out how many player of the seasons he's won, yeah? And if you go and check out those seasons, at the start of the season, De Bruyne. Hold on. If you go and look, yeah, at the start of the season,
that many is crazy.
Well,
Gerrard maybe have one or two.
Go and compare it with De Bruyne, though. If you look at the start of the season, often De Bruyne does not start as good. You go and look at him and Salah, often in our recent back-to-backs, yeah, Salah has started seasons better than Kevin De Bruyne. But when shit hits the fan and it's the back end of the season, Kevin De Bruyne consistently has stood up and scored multiple goals that win us leagues, yeah? But again, you'll always go to the Champions League because that's your only go-to.
All right, forget the Champions League, yeah? Right, forget the Champions League. So you're saying Kevin De Bruyne is above Gerrard, you're saying?
No, I think no. I can.
What are you saying? What do you think?
He just said it's a conversation.
I'm asking what he thinks. We're conversating now, so I'm asking what he thinks.
For me, it's a conversation, and for me, I actually genuinely between them. Yeah, if someone says which one, are you having in your team? If it's not for the fact that he's a City player, I'm going. I couldn't pick between them. Like I actually would literally say I couldn't pick between them. I think they're both. See,
I'll pick Gerrard all the time because you know what it is. It's not even about the goals. It's not about nothing like that. I'm just thinking as a complete player. Like I can't see anyone That's
Would you
taking Premier League.
question
A
his
complete player
mentality?
like
I'd question his mentality personally.
What question? How? Question how?
Just failed to get you over the league.
Nah, that's doing too much.
That's
you can't question his
crazy.
mentality
That's
because he won other
crazy.
trophies, isn't it?
That's crazy. That is
Now
nuts.
that's in the agenda. Now he's throwing in the agenda in
That
there.
is
Just how
crazy.
It's
Questioning his
relevant.
mentality is crazy.
But it's crazy to you, man, because your man's mentality is maybe not all that
I've
as
got
well.
a good one for D. Yeah, D. What do you think about?